welcome to day 6, which is in Haugesund, which is probably pronounced wrong, but it's the best that I can do. So sit back, enjoy, and we'll see you at the end. Bye for now.
Bye for now.
Hey guys, I'm Jeff.
And I'm Stuart.
And welcome to Cruising with Stuart and Jeff.
Don't forget when you get off the ship that you have another photo opportunity. It's worth getting them depending on what your Crown and Anchor Society is, because you might be able to get a free one. And we found that actually some of these pictures actually come out fantastic. As you can see, it was a very windy day, or at least here it wasn't the best. It had been rained later on, so we actually cancelled our trip to go to the horses, which was an hour and a half walk there and an hour and a half walk back, obviously. But as you can see, when you just get out of the port, there's actually the hop on, hop off buses and the train, the little land train like in Oldham. Now, we didn't know this, but I wish we did, because maybe we would have planned a little bit more around this. It's a short walk into the actual town itself if you haven't got anything planned or don't really fancy going far. You just follow everyone else, they know where they're going. They take you over a bridge which is quite nice and very scenic. The whole place was quite scenic really, but a lot was just opening as we were getting off, and there wasn't really much there, which was a bit of a shame really. very odd shop. It sold all sorts of random stuff. Upstairs it just looked like a normal shop that would just sell everyday things like your rubber ducks, a lamp, a clock. But then you go downstairs and it's like a thrift shop. You could have an old slot machine or some really old stuff that you'll see in the video. It was odd, so odd.